Entitled barista rolled his eyes at my order and said, "That's unnecessarily complicated. Order something simple." I said, "Okay." Then bought $200 in gift cards and told him to apply them to every person's complicated order behind me until the money ran out. His manager was thrilled. He wasn't. I-29F had been going to the same coffee shop near my apartment for 3 years. Same order every morning. Large iced vanilla latte with oat milk, extra shot, light ice, and a pump of caramel. It takes maybe 20 seconds longer to make than a regular coffee. I tip well. I never complain. The staff knows me by name, except for Richard. Richard started 2 months ago. Early 20s, man bun, with the distinct air of someone who thinks making coffee is beneath him. You know the type. The first week, he was just slow. The second week, he started sighing loudly when I ordered. By week 3, he was actively rolling his eyes. Yesterday morning changed everything. I walk in at 7:15 a.m. like always. Richard is at the register. The line behind me stretches to the door, a typical Tuesday rush. Construction workers, nurses heading to shift change, other regulars I recognize. "Morning," I say. "Large iced vanilla." "Let me guess." He cuts me off, his voice dripping with disdain. "Vanilla latte, oat milk, extra shot, light ice, pump of caramel." He does air quotes around each modification. "That's unnecessarily complicated. Maybe order something simple for once. We have regular coffee." The entire shop goes quiet. Even the espresso machine seems to pause. I smile. "Okay." "Really?" He looks surprised. "Sure. Give me $200 in gift cards, please." His face contorts. "What?" "Gift cards. $200 worth. 10 cards, $20 each." He glances at his manager, Susan, who's watching from the bar. She gives a hesitant nod. A sale is a sale. He processes the transaction, his movements stiff with confusion. I take the stack of 10 cards and slide the first one back to him. "Start a running tab on this card. Use it to pay for every complicated order behind me. When it runs out, move to the next one. Use them until the money is gone. Every single one." The construction worker behind me orders a large cappuccino with an extra shot and cinnamon. Richard looks at me. I tap the counter. He rings it up, his face tight, and swipes the gift card. Next customer. Medium mocha, almond milk, no whip. Swipe. By the 4th customer, a nurse ordering a skinny vanilla latte with sugar-free syrup and extra foam. Richard's jaw is clenched. Susan has moved closer, watching everything with a nervous energy. "This is ridiculous," he mutters under his breath. "Is it?" I ask, loud enough for Susan to hear. "Because these people work hard. They deserve their coffee however they want it, without judgment." The line starts buzzing. People are pulling out their phones. The nurse says, "Thank you, honey. Some of us need our complicated coffee after a 12-hour shift." Richard charges her order to the card, his hands shaking slightly. I lean on the counter. "You know what? Keep going. I'll wait right here to make sure everyone gets their complicated order covered." For the next half hour, I stand there as Richard processes order after order, each one more elaborate than the last, like the universe decided to send every possible modification through that door. A teenage girl orders something with so many syrups it sounds like a chemistry experiment. Richard has to ask her to repeat it twice. "Unnecessarily complicated," I say sweetly. "Better make it simple." The girl looks confused until the woman behind her explains what's happening. Then she smiles and adds whipped cream to her order. Susan pulls Richard aside after the tab on the 3rd gift card is exhausted. I can't hear what she says, but his face goes beet red. He comes back to the register and continues without commentary. By 8 a.m., we're on the last card. The morning rush has witnessed something beautiful. Richard serving every complex order with forced politeness while Susan hovers nearby. The last customer is an older man who always gets a small black coffee. "Just a black coffee for me," he says. "Actually," I interrupt. "Sir, you've been coming here for years. Maybe try something different today?" "On me." He thinks for a moment. "Well, I've always wondered about those caramel macchiatos." "Make it a large," I tell Richard, "with an extra shot and extra caramel." Richard's eye twitches. The old man grins like a kid. When it's finally over, I turn to Susan. "I'd like my usual now, but I'll pay for it myself." She personally makes my drink. That was something," she says quietly. "He embarrassed me in front of 20 people. I reminded him that customer service means serving customers." She hands me my latte. made perfectly. Richard is new, he's still learning. Then maybe teach him that every order matters. That construction worker who got a free cappuccino, he's renovating the women's shelter on 5th Street. The nurse with the skinny vanilla latte, she just worked a COVID ward all night. Everyone has a story. Everyone deserves respect. I leave without waiting for a response. Update 1.0. So my little gift card stunt went viral on TikTok. Someone filmed the whole thing. 2.3 million views and counting. The comments are brutal for Richard. I actually felt bad until what happened today. I went in this morning, hoping things had blown over. Different barista at the register, thank God. I order my usual pay, move to the pickup area. Richard appears from the back, sees me, smirks. Large iced vanilla latte, oat milk, extra shot, light ice, pump of caramel, he calls out. I reach for it, he pulls it back. Oops. He accidentally knocks the cup over. Coffee explodes everywhere. On the counter, the floor, my shoes. So sorry, let me remake that. Susan rushes over. Richard. It was an accident, he says, not even trying to sound believable. I'll clean it up. I've got it, I say calmly. I grab napkins, start wiping the counter. Accidents happen. While I'm cleaning, I hear him making my drink. The machines sound different. Too many pumps, too much ice rattling. Here you go, he says, sliding the new cup over. One unnecessarily complicated latte. I take a sip, it's revolting. Salty. He put salt instead of vanilla, maybe even in the milk. Susan is watching, other customers are watching, someone's filming again. I smile. Take another sip. Perfect. Thanks, Richard. His face falls. He wanted a reaction. I walk to the trash, make eye contact with him, and dump the entire drink. Actually, I just remembered I'm cutting back on caffeine. The shop is dead silent. Have a great day, everyone. I wave and leave. Later, my friend who works nearby texts me, Girl, that barista was fuming after you left. Susan made him clean the entire shop, LMAO. But here's where it gets interesting. That night, I get a DM on Instagram. From Richard. You think you're clever? I know where you work. Maybe I'll come by and make your job complicated. I screenshot it immediately. Now, most people would panic, report him, get him fired. But I've dealt with bigger bullies than a barista with an attitude problem. And threatening me? That was his first real mistake. See, I never told anyone at that coffee shop where I work, never wore my badge there, never mentioned my job, which means Richard did some digging. Cyberstalking an annoyed customer? That escalates things. I don't respond to his message. Instead, I do my own research. Richard Wheeler. 23. Film school dropout. His Instagram is public, full of rants about entitled customers and wage slaves. But the interesting part? He's been fired from 3 coffee shops in 2 years. I find old employees from those places commenting on local food service Facebook groups. Same story everywhere. Bad attitude, worse with female customers, always the victim. I compile everything into a folder. The videos, the message, the pattern of behavior. But I don't do anything with it yet. Because Richard just revealed something important. He thinks I'm just another customer he can intimidate. He has no idea that I document everything, that I've been building a case since day one. That patience is my superpower. The next morning, I skip my coffee. Update 2. So I stayed away from the coffee shop for a full week. Figured I'd let things cool down. Plus, I was busy with something else, but we'll get to that. On day 8, I get a call from an unknown number. Hello, is this Jessica? Yes. This is Susan from Brewhouse Coffee. I'm the morning manager. I was wondering if we could talk. Interesting, sure. First, I want to apologize for Richard's behavior. I saw the message he sent you. He showed another employee bragging. That employee reported it to me. Richard has been terminated. Oh, I act surprised. I hadn't reported it yet. I know, that almost makes it worse. You gave him multiple chances. The gift card thing was clever, but the salt in your drink? The Instagram threat? I reviewed our security footage. We have a problem. My stomach drops. What kind of problem? There have been other complaints about him. Small things I tried to handle internally. An order being too sweet, a milk steamer not cleaned properly. I see now they might have been more than that. He had a pattern with female customers who ordered complicated drinks. I should have escalated it sooner. Her silence says everything. She didn't know about salt, but she knew something was wrong and chose to manage it away instead of addressing it. Look, she continues, I want to make this right. Free coffee for a year. Whatever you want. I don't want free coffee. Then what? I want you to be honest about the scope of this, and I want a written statement about what he did on company letterhead. I can't do that. Corporate would. Then I'll help them decide. I hang up. See, while I was away that week, I wasn't just cooling off. I was talking to a lawyer friend. Turns out tampering with food drinks is a crime. The Instagram threat? Harassment. The pattern of targeting female customers? Discrimination. But here's where Richard really screwed up. Remember how he knew where I worked? He found my LinkedIn, my very public LinkedIn, where I'm listed as a senior compliance officer at a major hospital network. My entire job is documenting violations, building cases, and ensuring accountability. He cyberstalked the wrong person. 2 days later, I get another call. Different number. Miss Clark, this is Thomas Martinez, regional manager for Brewhouse Coffee. Susan told me about your situation, assuming a common last name like Clark for Jessica. Situation? Is that what we're calling it when an employee tampers with food and issues threats? No, you're absolutely right. This is serious. Susan's failure to properly document and escalate this is also being addressed. We'd like to meet with you to discuss a resolution. I'll meet with your legal counsel, not PR, not management, legal. A long pause. Then, our counsel will be in touch within the week to arrange a mediation. My attorney will be waiting for their call. Attorney? Is that necessary? An employee tampered with my food, threatened me, and management has admitted they were aware of a pattern of misconduct. Yes, I think legal representation is appropriate. The meeting, which took place the following week, was illuminating. Turns out, Richard had been the subject of 3 informal complaints that Susan never filed the paperwork for. She felt bad for him, said he was struggling. Meanwhile, who knows how many customers got doctored lattes because she wanted to play therapist. They offered me a significant settlement to keep quiet, more than you'd think a salted latte would be worth. I countered with something else, mandatory, audited retraining for all staff on food safety and customer service, a review of their hiring practices, and yes, contacting affected customers. And Richard? Banned from all locations, with his information flagged in their system. They agreed to everything, but the universe wasn't done with Richard yet. Update 3, I thought it was over. Coffee shop instituted new policies, Susan was demoted to regular barista, I found a new place for my morning caffeine fix. Life moved on. Then last Monday, my boss calls me into her office. Jessica, we received a concerning email about you over the weekend. My heart stops. What kind of email? She turns her monitor. It's from concernedcitizen2743@gmail.com. Claiming I'm a violent individual who assaults service workers, with links to the TikTok videos. Except the videos are edited, showing me dumping the coffee, but cutting out Richard, knocking over the first one. It makes it look like I just walked in and trashed the place. This is clearly edited, my boss says. But it was sent to the entire board of directors. Someone really doesn't like you. I know who sent it. I explain everything. Show her the unedited videos, the Instagram threat, the legal documents from Brewhouse. Her expression goes from concerned to furious. He's trying to get you fired for reporting him? Apparently. Forward me everything. I'm sending this to legal. They're not gonna like this, but this kind of thing takes time to unravel. Our legal department doesn't mess around, but they aren't magicians either. It took them 3 days just to get IT to confirm the IP address traced back to a public library. They put in a request for the security footage, but he didn't stop there. Over the next few days, 1-star reviews started trickling onto my company's Google page, all mentioning me by name. Jessica Clark is unprofessional. Jessica Clark assaulted me. 12 of them. Our marketing team flagged them, but getting them removed is a slow process. Then the calls started, people claiming to be journalists wanting to interview me about the incident. Except real journalists don't call from blocked numbers and hang up when you ask for credentials. A week after the first email, it escalated. I'm walking to my car after work when I notice someone following me. Baseball cap, sunglasses, but that man bun is distinctive. I keep walking, pull out my phone, and start discreetly recording video. Richard, I know it's you. He speeds up. You ruined my life. No, I ordered coffee. You ruined your own life. I can't get hired anywhere. Every coffee shop in the city knows about me. Actions have consequences. You think you're so smart? He's getting closer. With your complicated order and your gift cards, you're just another entitled. Richard. I stop walking. Turn to face him. You're being recorded. You're violating the legal agreement Brewhouse has against you, and you're about 30 feet from a hospital with excellent security cameras that are also recording you. He freezes. Looks around. Sure enough, cameras everywhere. I have 911 pre-dialed, I say calmly, holding up my phone. You have about 10 seconds to be gone before I hit send. Your choice what happens next. He runs. Literally turns and runs to a beat-up Honda Civic. I get the plate number. The next morning, I'm at the police station filing a report. Harassment, stalking, defamation, it all goes in. I provide the new video, the plate number, the fake emails, everything. The detective taking my statement shakes his head. All this over coffee? It was never about coffee. It was about power. He thought he could bully customers. When that failed, he escalated. They put out a warrant. 2 days later, they picked Richard up at his apartment. He's charged with criminal harassment and cyberstalking. His roommate, who contacted me later, said they found notebooks full of plans to destroy me. Fake Yelp reviews for my workplace, plans to call in fake emergencies to my name, even a scheme to report me to the IRS for tax fraud. At his arraignment, his public defender tries to paint me as the aggressor. The prosecutor plays the unedited videos, shows the Instagram threat, the edited videos he sent to my employer, the fake reviews, the security footage of him following me. The judge sets bail at $10,000. Richard can't pay it. His mother calls me a few days after that, actually finds my personal cell number somehow. Please, she's crying. He's a good boy. He just gets angry sometimes. Can't you drop the charges? Ma'am, I didn't put your son in jail. He put himself there when he decided to stalk and harass me. He's learned his lesson. Has he? Because last week he was following me to my car. That wasn't him. It's on camera. She hangs up on me. Here's the thing about good boys who just get angry sometimes. They usually have a history, and once the news of his arrest made the rounds in local service industry forums, Richard's history came flooding out. A former coworker, Barbara, messages me her story. She worked with him at a juice bar 2 years ago. He put salt in her smoothie when she rejected his advances. Management did nothing. She quit. Another, Sarah, dealt with him at a bookstore. He'd hide books customers special ordered if they were rude, aka didn't flirt back. Got fired when caught, then showed up at Sarah's apartment. She never reported it, didn't think anyone would believe her. Within 2 weeks, 16 women had contacted my lawyer with similar stories. 16. We turned this information over to the prosecutor. What started as one woman ordering complicated coffee became a clear pattern of harassment spanning years. Facing overwhelming evidence, Richard took a plea deal. 6 months jail, 2 years probation, mandatory anger management, and a permanent restraining order. He's legally barred from any food service job and from contacting me. Ever. I thought that would be the end of it. But last week, I get a call from Susan, the former coffee shop manager. I wanted to thank you, she says. For what? For teaching me something. I enabled him. I made excuses. How many customers did I fail by not taking this seriously? That's surprisingly self-aware. I've been demoted, but I'm still working here. Retraining from the ground up. And every time someone orders something complicated, I think about what you said. Everyone has a story. Everyone deserves respect. Good. There's something else. We've implemented a new policy. Any employee who comments negatively on a customer's order gets a formal write-up. Second offense is termination. We're calling it the Jessica Clark rule. I laugh. That sounds a little dramatic. No, it's not. Yesterday was my first time back at a brew house. Different location, but I was curious. I walk in and order my usual. The barista smiles. Large iced vanilla latte, oat milk, extra shot, light ice, and a pump of caramel. That's my favorite too. I'll have that right up for you. I tipped her $20. Richard is in jail. His Instagram is gone. His mom stopped calling after the 4th woman filed charges against him. The Honda Civic sits abandoned in his apartment complex lot, covered in parking tickets. And me? I still get my complicated coffee every morning. Just from people who understand that customer service means serving customers, not judging them. I wanted my coffee. The way I like it, without judgment, and it only cost me $200 in gift cards to finally make that point.